All right, we've made it now to the last kind of pairing up of muscle groups here. And you might not think what we're pairing here is even important. Yes, shoulders, you could probably figure out, we did biceps, we did triceps, we did chest, you could figure out the shoulders, but what would I actually pair it with? Rotator cuff. Now, you probably think, oh, that's just for athletes. This is just for the guys that like to throw a baseball or throw a football. Totally wrong. I could tell you that there are plenty of people walking around right now, watching this video right now, that have bad shoulders. And it most likely comes from them ignoring a very key component when it comes to the training, which is rotator cuff. So we're going to meld the two together and have a rotator cuff shoulder workout done the same way that we did before. Again, all in this backwards alternating rep style so that we can keep the tension on at all times. So let's get started with the shoulders first. We're going right into dumbbell overhead alternating shoulder press. All right, good. So here we grab them with the dumbbell extension backwards reps. We're going to start up overhead, and then we're going to drop one down, and then drop the other side down. So you can see we've got constant tension here on the shoulders by just simply switching the direction we do these in. Drop them down, Greg. Let's show them the classic way. You've already seen it before. Actually, even most people like to keep them even down in here. There's less tension, actually even lower, like that resting in here. There's nothing going on here until you actually lift that dumbbell up. We don't want that. We want to be able to incorporate work right from the top. One more rep on each side. Good. So now we got we do these, again, 3 sets of 12, and we move on with our 45 seconds rest between each set to the coup de grace here. This is the classic alternating sort of backwards rep exercise. It's the side lateral drops. And basically, Greg's going to take the dumbbells and pull them out to the side, drop one down. Right away, he's got a lot of engagement here on the side delt. Drops it down, drops it down. How's that one feel? Pretty hard, right? Yeah. Much different again. Let's show him the other rep, the way from the classic. Totally different thing here, guys. Completely different. It looks the same, but if you actually slow it down in your head and you see that just by putting him at the top first, we've completely changed the exercise. 3 for 8 on each. Good job. All right, cool. Now we move on to the next one here. We're going to grab our plate, something we like to call plate 8s. Now, why are they called plate 8s? Because we're going to make a figure 8 with a plate, but keeping tension again on the muscles that we're trying to work at the whole entire time. The plate goes out in front of you, swoop it up, down the middle, swoop it up, down the middle. If you look at the pattern that he's following here, it's a figure 8 laying on its side. Now I can hear some of you already, what if I don't have a plate? There's no problem, you just take a dumbbell and you put 2 hands on the dumbbell and do the same thing. You make your 8 times, 3 sets, 45 seconds rest in between. Nicely done. All right, come on down. Grab your dumbbells again. We're doing backwards, alternating W raises. We talked about the W raise before. What the W raise does is it actually engages rotator cuff because we're doing one thing. We're twisting, we're turning the thumbs, we're rotating our arms. Now, the rotator cuff's function is to externally rotate the arms. You've probably seen maybe as a pitcher, they do this. That's external rotation up here at the shoulder. But this is also external rotation here, and this is external rotation as well. It's all depending upon the way that you're looking at the arm and the position of the arm. But what's happening at the shoulder is always the same. So if we take a lateral raise and we rotate backwards, and we can gauge that by the direction of our thumbs at the end of the rep. If we gauge that by the thumbs pointing backwards, we know we're good to go. And it's W because if we can keep a little bit of a bend in the elbows, it pretty much looks like we've established a W here with our body. So we're going to get in that position to start because, again, we want to engage that right from the get-go. Thumbs up a little bit more behind you. There you go. Just going to drop one down in front of them, bring it back up top, drop one down, and bring it up top. This one's a killer, especially if you haven't been working your rotator cuff before. You might find that you're going to drop your weight down significantly, but that's okay. It's more important to do the exercise the right way and work the right muscles than it is to try to just get any motion done, not even caring about what it is you're trying to work. Good job. Put those away. Again, we're doing 3 sets of those. We come over now, finally, into something we call RC step out. Rotator cuff. He takes his tubing, attach it to something sturdy. Again, it doesn't matter what you have it attached to here. You can have it wrapped to a support beam or to a bed frame or whatever it is. Position your arm into this sort of straight ahead position. If it's here, we know it's resting. If it's out a little bit, fine, if you can hold it. But right here at a bare minimum, straight ahead. From here, once he sets that up, the tension's engaged. Now it's just about taking a big giant step out to the right without letting that hand position change at all. That is the key. If I start to see that thumb or those knuckles start to travel closer to the belly, that's bad. That's not, because you're not allowing yourself to be able to fight the resistance here on the rotator cuff. But if you can keep it out there the whole time, you're good to go. 15 of these in this direction. Simply just switches hand position, faces the wall, and goes and he flips around and he does 15 the other way. Just do a couple there. They can actually see the elbow position there, tucked close to your side. You don't want to let your elbow start flying out. If you want to work the rotator cuff, keep it tucked in, knuckles at least forward, a little bit out, fine. Good job, Greg. And there we have it. So again, we're not about overlooking any muscle group when it comes to training to be an athlete. You want to be able to function and look like an athlete, you got to train like one. That means never overlooking any aspect of your training. Core, lower body, upper body, and even small muscle groups that stabilize the whole thing. That's what we did here, and we worked our shoulders on top of it. Tomorrow, are you ready?
I'm ready.
The King Tut Challenge, I talked about it, I teased it a little bit here. It's coming. I get to explain it all, but the main thing is, I've said it before, you gotta rest. Rest up, recover, come back in the gym strong tomorrow so you can knock this one out of the park. I'll see you then.